So if you want to go somewhere fabulous on a Saturday afternoon, head over to the Shed in Sproughton. It's run by Ken and Leslie, and it's a vintage and antique centre, and upstairs a little treasure trove full of vintage clothes. And the upstairs section is run by Jan Orr, and let me tell you, you could spend hours there. She's got a rack full of clothes that are clothes that she sells on commission, and these clothes, including this black velvet dress, Laura Ashley with a big bow, was available. Basically, if you have something extra nice, you can take it there and she'll sell it for you. So there were so many items that of clothing that she had. And for me, it was like paradise, because everywhere you looked, there was something else, something different. And she just really knows how to display clothes very well. She's lived in France for years and has just come back to this country. And, you know, it wasn't just the clothes, but it was just the antique furniture as well to display the clothes. So that little fur jacket was quite a nice number. And I think the other thing is that when you open up these little cupboards, you see little treats inside, like that cupboard inlaid with like mother of pearl. There was this green leather bag. Look how shiny it is. And the quality, well, it looked like it had never, ever been used before. And that bag was £20. So things were not, you know, really expensive. I think you can pick up a bargain there or two. Some of the things were a bit more pricey. Some of the more older antiques, or more vintage clothing items, and some of the designer makes, of course. And I obviously had my eye on those green dragons. They're not for sale. She uses those to display all her jewellery, and boy, has she got some lovely jewellery. Some of it antique, some of it a bit more modern. But, you know, just little treats, little treasures everywhere you look around there. It's only a small room, but it's jam-packed full. And there I am holding some Louis Vuitton high heels with the classic red sole, almost tennis-like with the lace-ups at the front. Not with the heel, of course. Not really my thing. Anyway, these boots are Karen Millen. Leather, Karen Millen, bit of a heel. I think they're about £40. I did try them on, but the heel was just not for me, really. But just goes to show, so you've got more modern things and some very upbeat designer vintage boots and shoes. So there we are. There's the Versace yellow satin with a big shell on the front of them. I mean, have you ever seen anything like that? Really unusual. So there we are. So if you want shoes, if you want something a little bit special for an event you're going to, and you don't want to buy something from the high street, head on over to the Shed. Now, I think that was an Armani little shoulder bag. It was really cute. I like that. I like the colours as well. It was suede, a bit patent leather, and I don't think it was particularly expensive. So if you needed something, just a small little bag, perfect for that. Then, of course, I found the changing room. This is where the changing room is, only a small little space, but beautiful carved wooden mirror. And then I saw a pair of lace long gloves. I thought they were vintage. They were not vintage, but they're just very, 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 very delightful and very delicate. You can see little bottles of perfume everywhere as well. And, you know, I just fell in love. Look at that, look at the mannequin as I just walk past it. You can see it's so different. I've never seen anything quite like that. And then, of course, Jan showed me the green dress. It was extremely heavy, satin, and then had a lovely layer on top of it and embroidered with sequins, and would make a very, very, very special dress for a larger lady, for a ball, say, for example. I don't know how old that was, but this rack of clothes, these are more the vintage ones, the ones that she keeps in one particular section because they've all got kind of designer labels. So I think this one was a Next jacket. Now, Next probably has been going for I don't know how many years. It could be a 70s Next jacket. I don't know about that. But let me just see what else. Oh, now this looks like a very floaty 1960s little number, satiny, but also quite chiffony at the collar, and it was just, it had a beautiful feeling, and the colours were superb too. So as well as that 1960s dress, I then pulled out what looks to me to be like a wedding dress, something you could wear, gold satin and kind of cream, very detailed, beautiful lacework there, and again for a bigger lady. So I think people who are worried about vintage and often think they're smaller sizes, there were some reasonable size outfits there. Now look at this little number, a lovely yellow dress with a beautiful bit of fur going around the hem, and I would reckon that's a 60s dress. I can imagine Twiggy wearing that, can't you, or somebody of that era. Now there we are. I didn't buy this, but I loved this green kimono as a Bieber. I should have bought it because I actually loved it. It was so cute, and you know, I tried it on, but then decided no. I did buy one thing. Keep watching and you'll find out what I bought. This pink coat I did like. I thought it was a bit big, but now I'm watching the video back, I'm thinking, no, I think that would have been, you know, quite nice to have. I love the lining, the pink lining. Look at that. So I really did like it, but then I chose a different coat to buy. I did buy one thing. I could have bought a few more things, I have to say. And then what did I spot up high? A lovely, lovely hat, a furry hat. So I had to kind of try that on too. I've got no idea about how antique or old that was, but I thought it went quite nicely with the pink coat. Could do with that today. It's snowing outside as I'm recording this right now. So there we are. Beautiful. So unusual. I can't even remember what make that was, that pink coat, but really, really different. So here we are. I'm trying on now the 1960s velvet Afghan coat. This is the one I bought. I did buy it. I just had to buy it. Partly because it took me back, because in the 70s I had my very own original Afghan coat made out of, oh gosh, was it sheep's skin? I don't know. I had to kind of put loads and loads of patchouli oil on it to stop it smelling so badly. This one is not animal skin. It's made of like velvet. And I absolutely fell in love with that, and particularly the cuffs. Look at the attention to detail around the cuffs. Really, really nice. So yeah, I negotiated a great price for that Afghan coat and was absolutely delighted with it. Back to the other rail and more clothes that not so old but unusual. This was a really interesting kind of jacket and a dress, and here we are. I'm holding up this beautiful bronze dress. I really like that. It wasn't my size, a bit too big, but very, very nice. And then of course the red leather jacket, which was £18. So soft. Thinking about it, and the more I look at these things, the more I think I need to go back. It looks so beautiful. So yeah, that jacket, and it was a dress underneath. Perfect for a wedding, something a bit different. Can't remember the make. I think what you're going to have to do, if you like any of these things, you're going to have to head over there and go and check them out yourself. So I didn't try this one on. I only tried a couple of coats on, but as you can see, it's a bit different. And this is what I like about this kind of shopping. You're going to get really unusual things, not off the high street, something everyone else is wearing. So there we are. Look at this. Look at this. Look at the colours on this. So beautiful. And you know, full of sequins and lots of attention to detail. And then the back, a cut-out back. How beautiful that would be for maybe some holiday trip to somewhere warm. Fantastic. Now this one here, the Jackie Onassis dress, or so I'm calling it. You know, there's just something about that dress that reminded me of her. The beads across the collar. It's quite short actually, but I did think that was a very pretty dress. It would be really nice with a cream cardigan. Now look at this jacket here. 70s, I reckon. Bieber, I had to shake it, because look at it, when you shake it, it shimmers like mad. You can imagine Michael Jackson maybe wearing that, can't you? Possibly. Anyway, not my colour, but I love the Bieber label. Don't you? Love that. Sometimes these clothes are worth buying just for the label. So anyway, had a lot of fun. Over there in the corner you can see the country corner. I'll come back and talk about that in a moment. But there we are. Some of the clothes I didn't like at all, like this one. It's got a bit of, sparkle in it, but I don't like those stripes. But who knows? That could be somebody's treasure. Stripes horizontal and vertical. What a combination. Not for me though, I'm afraid, but very different. So there we are. I head over now to the country classics corner, because Sporton is right close. It's very countrified. So there were hats, there were welly boots, there were barber coats and jackets and, anything for the great outdoors. And that was quite a warm, beautiful little hat that I'm sure would suit somebody. I had a fabulous time at the shed. So a big thank you to Leslie for letting me film, and to Jan for showing me all your beautiful vintage clothes. And we had a lovely afternoon, Caroline and I, and it ended with a fantastic coffee and a lovely cake, all available at the shed, Sproughton. So take yourself on over there. It's well worth a visit. Preloved Chica, passion for fashion.